Brazil. Start with the most successful football nation on earth. 5 World Cups, and the only country that has shown up to every single one ever played. Their lie runs so deep, it barely feels like it. That talent always finds a way. Every generation produces attackers the rest of the world envies. Modern tournaments ask for more than that. They reward structure, control, and defenders who do not blink. Brazil can still look like Brazil for 20 minutes, and the lie is that 20 minutes is enough. This summer, Brazil ran into Norway. A country that had never once reached a World Cup quarter-final knocked the 5-time champions out in the round of 16, 2-1. It was the 6th World Cup in a row that a European team sent them home, and their earliest exit since 1990. Talent is real. Brazil produce it every 4 years. The lie is believing it is owed something in return. England. England believe every new generation is the one that finally escapes the past. 1966 gave them a trophy and a shadow that never left. The golden generation was supposed to be the answer. Then, the Southgate years. Now, the Bellingham years. Every version arrives feeling like the correction to the last one. They reached the last 2 European Championship finals and lost both. In 2026, they went to Mexico City, went down to 10 men against the hosts, and held on to win 3-2. The lie is that a fresh group of players walks in clean. The shirt is heavier than any of them, and the pressure waits for whoever wears it next. Mexico. Mexico believe every tournament is the year the ceiling finally breaks. Every 4 years starts with the same words: this time. This time, the round of 16 does not swallow them. 7 times in a row, from 1994 to 2018, they reached the round of 16 and went home in it. In 2026, they hosted, won their first 4 matches, and did not concede a single goal. Then, England came to the Azteca, in front of 80,000 of their own fans, and won 3-2. Mexico were out in the round of 16 again. They have not reached a World Cup quarter-final since 1986. The lie is that a strong start means the wall is gone. The wall has not moved in 40 years. USA. The United States believe they are always one breakthrough away from mattering. More talent every cycle. More money, better athletes. This time, a home World Cup and a whole country finally paying attention. The last time they truly frightened anyone was 2002, a quarter-final and a narrow loss to Germany. Everything since has been potential. In 2026, the draw broke their way. The crowd was theirs, the moment was set, and Belgium beat them 4-1 in the round of 16. A home tournament and the same round they keep going out in. The lie is that getting better and getting there are the same thing. Portugal. Portugal believe one great player can carry a whole nation to the top. Eusebio carried them in the 60s. Figo carried the golden generation to a semi-final in 2006. Then, 2 decades of Cristiano Ronaldo. They won a Euro and a Nations League along the way, and every trophy fed the belief that the World Cup would come too. In 2026, Spain knocked them out in the round of 16. 1-0. A goal in the 91st minute. At 41, Ronaldo walked off what he confirmed was his final World Cup. The lie is that one man can carry a nation all the way to the end. For 20 years, Portugal built everything around the hope that he would. Norway. Norway told themselves the opposite kind of lie, that they were too small to belong. For decades, the belief was quiet. We are a small football nation, and small nations know their place. Janteloven runs through all of it. Do not think you are anything special. Norway spent 28 years out of the World Cup, and even Haaland and Ødegaard could not end the wait, until now. Then, this time, a nation of 5.4 million beat Ivory Coast, and then knocked Brazil out in the round of 16. 2-1. Erling Haaland. 2 goals in the last 11 minutes, the biggest win in the country's football history and the deepest run they have ever made. The lie was that staying small was the same as being realistic. This tournament proved the ceiling was always higher than they let themselves say out loud. Spain. Spain believe that if they keep the ball, they control everything. For 4 years, they were right. Between 2008 and 2012, they won a Euro, a World Cup, and another Euro, passing teams into the ground. Tiki-taka became the most copied idea in the sport. Then, the belief curdled. In 2014, the defending champions went out in the group stage, taken apart 5-1 by the Netherlands. The possession stayed, the end product left. Even now, the pattern shows up. In 2026, they beat Portugal in the round of 16, 1-0, dominating the ball for the full 90 and only scoring in the 91st minute. This Spain, built around teenager Lamine Yamal, is the newest attempt to make all that possession actually hurt. The lie is that keeping the ball is the same as winning the game. Spain keep having to relearn the difference. Netherlands. The Netherlands believe their football is good enough that a World Cup is owed to them. Total football. Cruyff. 3 finals in 1974, 1978 and 2010. 3 defeats, the last one in extra time to Spain. They shaped the modern game more than several countries who have actually won it, and they have never won it themselves. In 2026, they went out to Morocco on penalties in the round of 32. 1-1, then the shootout. The lie is that influence eventually turns into silverware. Football remembers the Dutch. It has never paid them for it. Belgium. Belgium believe their golden generation still has one more run left. De Bruyne, Lukaku, Courtois. A group good enough to beat Brazil on the way to 3rd place in 2018, still the finest World Cup finish in their history. 4 years later, the same core went out in the group stage. In 2026, they came through the round of 16 by beating the United States 4-1. It is a good result. It is also being measured, line for line, against a team that has mostly moved on. The lie is that a golden generation stays golden. Belgium's peak has already passed. Germany. Germany believe they always find a way. For most of football history, that was almost true. They were the tournament machine. Semi-finals treated as a minimum, late goals, a penalty shootout aura that broke opponents before the whistle. They reached the semi-finals in 2006, 2010, and won the whole thing in 2014. Then it stopped. In 2018, the defending champions went out in the group stage. In 2022, it happened again. In 2026, they won their group, lost their final group game to Ecuador, and then went out to Paraguay on penalties in the round of 32. Paraguay declared a public holiday. The lie is dangerous because it used to be fact. Germany really did always find a way. Then they stopped, and nobody told the belief. Croatia. Croatia believe the magic never runs out. A country of under 4 million people reached the final in 2018 and finished 3rd in 2022. They did it by surviving extra time after extra time, winning shootouts nobody expected them to win. The belief became that Croatia always find a way, that the well never dries up. In 2026, the well was Luka Modric, 40 years old, playing his 5th and final World Cup. They went out in the first knockout round to Portugal, 2-1, a stoppage time winner and a Croatian equaliser ruled out by the narrowest margin. The lie is that the magic was never going to end. The magic was a generation, and that generation just ran out of tournaments. France. France believe they can replace anyone. The academies never stop. A player gets injured or ages out, and another one just as good is already waiting. That depth can breed complacency, ego battles, and expectations no squad can meet. In 2026, the machine is running. They put 4 past Norway in the group and beat Paraguay in the round of 16. This is the version of France where the lie looks true. The danger is the tournament where the talent shows up and the team never does. Morocco. Morocco believe they belong at the top now. 2022 was the proof. The first African and first Arab nation to reach a World Cup semi-final, a whole continent behind them, stopped only by France. After a run like that, the belief was simple: Morocco were a top team for good. In 2026, they backed it up, knocking the Netherlands out on penalties, beating Canada 3-0 and reaching the quarter-final for the second World Cup in a row, the first African nation ever to do it. Then France again. 2-0 again, the same opponent and the same scoreline that ended them 4 years earlier, this time a round sooner. The lie is that belonging at the top is the same as winning there. Morocco keep getting there. France keeps sending them home. Argentina. Argentina believe passion can carry them through anything. Maradona, Messi. A country that treats the national team like a religion. In 2022, that belief finally had a structure underneath it, and they won the whole thing. In 2026, they came back to defend the title, and against Egypt in the round of 16, it almost ended. For 80 minutes, the passion was all there, and Argentina were losing. Messi missed a penalty. Egypt's goalkeeper played the game of his life. With 11 minutes left, they were 2 goals down, the whole religion on its feet and the team dead on the pitch. What happened next had nothing to do with passion. Lionel Messi. At 39, he crossed for Christian Romero to head one back, then equalised himself 4 minutes later, his 8th goal in 5 games. Enzo Fernandez headed the winner in stoppage time, 3-2. They survived Switzerland in extra time too, into the semi-final. The lie is that passion is enough on its own. For 80 minutes against Egypt, it wasn't. Then one man showed up and turned the game around. Every country on this list is lying to itself about something. Tell me in the comments which lie you still believe in.